afternoon, and it's a beautiful bank holiday Friday, although this video won't come out for a few weeks after, but it is gorgeous out there. So I'm hiding in the shed like any sensible white person who burns easily, and today I'm going to venture to do them valves, just the valves. So first time, so let's just get on with it. So 4mm Allen key to take these two bolts off this side cover. So I've watched a couple of, I haven't watched anything, what am I on about? I've read a couple of things about, I think that's it, and then it goes forwards, could be wrong. There we go. And it just, the rubbers, first time it's been off probably, maybe second, who knows. I did buy it second hand, but the rubber's a little bit tight, so you just push it off these hooks in a forward direction after doing your two Allen bolts. Right, so yes, as I say, I've read a couple of bits on the web, and they're saying I don't need to take the tank off or anything, but already it's looking like it would be much easier with the tank off, or would it? Let's see. So take this off, whatever that is. One screw, that's off. It's I think it's a catch can of some sort. There might be a vent canister for the fuel tank. Let me pull this back one off, and then we should be able to swing that out of the way. And then we've got two 8mm by the look of it. Take the bracket out of the way. Yeah, right, it's got me a little bit perplexed. I just can see it being in the way. Right, anyway, let's take off the other side. Same thing, couple of 4mm Allen bolts. And then you release, there's a plastic knob that goes into a rubber at the back there. So you just pull that out, and then the whole thing goes forwards. And again, there we go. Just got to get it off them rubbers. So what we've got in the way this side? Got the coolant, which is quite cool. Quite cool. Yeah, dude. And got a pipe. Right, okay, so to get this head off, sorry, the rocker box off, I think we've got enough play. You've got 4 Allen bolts, 2 either side. You've got 2 either side, and then I'm going to get this. There's a pair system on the top. Should I take you out of the way? What length of pipe have you got? Alright, so I'll take the overflow pipe off, give it a twist. There you go. And then hang this out the way using a handy bungee. Okay, so that gives good access this side. Can you see that in there? That bit there with the red dot on, I think that's the pair system. So I need to take the pipe off of that, which is just a hose clip at the back there. Take that off, take it out of the way, and then this side I think is clear enough. Alright, that's the clip off. Get a screwdriver for some leverage. Right, that's the pair system off. Well, I say pair system, I think it's the pair system. So, other side. Now, on this side, I think I want to take a couple of pipes off of that bracket. I've got this one here, and there's a rubber one there, which run across the top, and I think if I take them 2 off, I can take this and fold it out the way. You've got the electrical connector and a little push-in bit, push-in clip there, and then pull it off, and then the pipe is that one there, just a rubber hose which goes on the first nipple tube thing, joint there. You can see that, can't you? Let's go that way. There you go. So that pipe goes on that one, so nearest to the electrical connector. Electrical connector's out the way. So the other one I want to remove is this one, which goes back up to the tank. So if we get floods of petrol, it's not a breather pipe. I think they're all something to do with breathers, because they have this catch can. So that's that. That's a braided pipe. It's got a bit of a braided sleeve on it coming down from the tank, and then this setup can now be hauled out the way. Again, I think I'll get a bungee cord for that. So yeah, electrical connector. So it's electrical connector and 3 pipes off. You can smell the petrol on that one. And the pipe off the pair system in there. So now we have got a good, I have got a good place. Let's wrap them pipes up and get them out of the way. Right, that's them out of the way. So, now the bolts. 4 that size. Yeah, that size. Bit like that, which is a 6mm. Okay, let's try that from that height and get some proper tools. Alright, that's the 4 bolts out. So, oh, there you go. Pull straight off. I'll go around the other side and pull that out, I think. If it will indeed come out. Yeah, it should do. Right, yes, other side. So, it should just be lift it out. Just be careful of your gasket. I've got a spare, but I think these are pretty universal. Universal? Reusable. Starting to feel as though that might have been, it's the right colour for milky oil, but it's again, it looks like some sort of sealant. Anyway, there you go. Valves. That's your camshaft there. And then exhaust valve, inlet valve. And in the middle there, you can see that. Let's have a bit of zoom in. There's your cam chain. And then exhaust and inlet the other side. So, next order of business will be taking this 17mm, I think that is. Looks 17mm-ish. Inspection plug out. Inspection plug. 17mm plug out anyway, and then this crankshaft cover off, so you can get to the bolt on the end of the crankshaft to turn the crankshaft, and then this will give you a view of the timing marks. And then with a combination of that and position of your camshaft up here, get the valves in the right place to check them. Anyway, I'll get the required accoutrements. Okay, so we've got a 10mm Allen key to take this crank bolt cover off, and then it is 17mm inspection plug at the top to find your timing marks. So now we want, that looks like 17mm socket. I think you turn this anti-clockwise. Right, what I'm going to do is take the spark plugs out. I've taken the one out the other side already. It's a 16mm spark plug socket. Just stops it compressing, makes it a lot easier to turn. Right, so now anti-clockwise. Right, that's the R. Let's see if I can get you in there to see that. A bit of light. Right, I'm hoping you can see that. You've got an R on the top there, which means this right hand one should be at top dead center when the R is showing in that window there, and the notch on the camshaft is facing 3 o'clock. Yeah, so both these should be closed. Yeah, both the valves, and there you go. What's that? Both the inlets. Oh, hang on, bloody right hand side, isn't it? So it's the far side. Fool. Right. Where I got the information I'm just going to use is bikesandtravels.com and a bloke called Nab301, and apparently this covers the Inazuma 250, which I believe is exactly the same engine. So that's the guide I've been following, and now I'm on checking them. And yeah, remove the spark plugs and turn the engine anti-clockwise via the 17mm bolt on the crankshaft until the R mark on the generator is visible through the TDC plug. And the notch on the camshaft in the above photo is at 3 o'clock. So I've just shown you that. This is the number 2 cylinder, the right hand one. And you can see that this is the right hand one because it's got a big R on the top of it, whereas the left hand one has got a big L on top of it, conveniently enough. And should coincide with TDC, top dead centre, and both valves closed. So now they're both closed, we've got movement there, and on the exhaust side sounds like plenty of movement. The inlet side feels what could possibly be a little bit tight, and the inlet should be 0.05 to 0.1 millimeters. So I'll go in at 0.06 and see how we fare. Yeah, that's tight. Oh, bloody 2 feeling gauges there. So that would have been 0.13. Oh dear, I shouldn't be allowed. Brilliant. So make sure there's only one feeler gauge, and then shove it in there if you can. And that really doesn't. Oh, I'm doing the wrong bloody place, that's why. There. Right. Where are you? So you can see that's moving really easily. So let's go up a notch. 0.06. What else we got? There should be a 9 here. There you go. Oh, there's the 0.1. We go with 0.1. So this is 0.1. This is the biggest it should be. And that is just, that's too tight. There we go. 0.08. Try that. That's not bad. It's just that little bit of resistance, which is what you want. A little bit of drag. So I reckon that's 0.08, which is within parameters. I will just try a 0.07, and again let's make sure we've only got one feeler gauge there. Yeah, there's still a bit of drag on there, but you can get the 0.08 in there. Let's just try the 0.09. Yeah, that's too tight. So we're looking at 0.08 on that. Let's just double check. Yeah, just that slight bit of drag. So 0.08. We can't get a 0.09 in there, so yes, 0.08 millimeters. So the inlet's fine, and then for the exhaust, which is much bigger, is 0.17 to 0.22 millimeters. So I'll go in with 0.2. Oh, that's close. Yeah, there's a little bit there. So it might be, let's go a little bit less if we've got it. 0.15. What am I doing? You want to go less, you want to go bloody more, don't you? Idiot. 0.2 fits, 0.15 will bloody fit. God, it's a long time since I've done this sort of stuff. Oh, these are brilliant feeling gauges. I've got a 0.2, I've got a 0.1, 0.1, 0.5 and a 0.2, and then it goes straight to 1. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. As the 0.2 is, I'd say that was it. There's that slight bit of drag. And what you've got to be careful of is not bending the feeler gauge, because then it will jam in there. The surfaces are so milled so flat. Slightest bit of deviation and you'll start binding up. But that feels like I could probably get something bigger through there. See if I've got some more feeler gauges. And these go from 0.203 to 0.229, which again is quite a leap. 0.2 goes fairly easily. I can get 0.22 in there, which is a little bit out, isn't it? So what have we got? We've got a little square-headed bolt going through what looks like an 8mm nut. Yeah, 8mm. And that is a 1/8 spanner, which fits the little bolt. So right, I don't know where that's gone. Right, 0.178. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That doesn't fit at all. Right, so oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's loose on that. That's 0.178. So I'll try the 0.2. Alright, so this is 0.2, which now won't go in there. Yeah, that's better. So we've got got a loose 0.178 or 0.007 thou. So all I've got to do now is try and hold that while I just pinch that nut up, and this is where it'll all go to shit. It's not easy with the camera in the way, you know. Right, let's try that again. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. Right hand side's done. So, left hand side. Now I need to move the crank anti-clockwise, right the way round. Till we I get an L. There's a certain point there. You go round and then the whole thing just wants to drop. The whole thing, there must be a counterbalance on the crankshaft, and it gets to a certain stage and then it flicks itself round. So if that's where the L is, it's going to be difficult to hold it. Right, that's the R again. R at 3 o'clock. It's here, you just start feeling it being a bit heavy, and then it just wants to fall away. See, there's a line there, but the camshaft's in the wrong place. The camshaft wants to be at camshaft notch wants to be at 6 o'clock for the left hand side, so notch there wants to be down the bottom. So there's the L, found the L, but the camshaft's in the wrong place, so these are solid. You keep going round. Right there, and that is wanting to move away from that. So that is our L in the right place, which I'll show in a minute. I just need to somehow let's see if we can do away with that. There, wants to be there. Right, I'm going to get a cable tight. So I'll show you that. So what we got is, hopefully you're going to see that. So what we've got is no mark there, so if I go back a little bit, there you can see the L, hopefully, down in that hole. But as soon as I let go of this, it wants to flop. So I'm going to cable tie that to the engine bar and hold it in place. I don't think for that short distance it's going to make an awful lot of difference, but if I can get it more accurate. Right, now that's on L. So if you need to do your valves, you need engine bars. That's a lie, you don't. Alright, loose, loose. Now we got so 0.5 to 0.05 mil to 0.1. What was the other one? 8. There. Right, that's 0.08. That's flying through there. So let's go with 0.1. See how that is. Yeah, so that's about 0.1. So that wants a bit of tightening up. What can we go to? 0.5. So let's get 0.06. Just to give us a bit of leeway. Oh yeah, it falls through there. And then we want 84. It's 0.05. Where's the 0.06 gone? There it is. Have your bloody eyes. There's a gap, there's a gap. That's quite nice. If anything, it's a little bit looser than that. So let's try 0.07. Yeah. 0.07 don't want to go in there. The 0.06. It's got a slight bit of resistance. Yeah, I'll get the 0.07. Oh, there you go, 0.07. That's what I say about if you have it at any particular angle, it'll bind up. Let's try the 0.08. No, that's definitely not having it. So 0.07. So that's on spec. See if I can tighten up a bit more. Right, that's that done. Yeah. Right. Oh, I just want to get it right. So the exhaust was 0.17. Oh, I don't feel too bad actually. I've not got a lot of leeway here. So this is 0.2. That is too tight. So 0.2 is too tight. 0.178, so nearly 0.18 is just about right. So I think I'll leave that one. So there you go. I'm just going to nip round the other side and make sure them other valves are tight. That's definitely tight. It says checking it again. Yeah, that's definitely tight. Don't need the cable tie anymore. So let's go back round. I'm just going to go back round to the R. Which is there, and double check the tightness on them other valves, and then I'll start putting it back together. Okay, they're definitely tight. So, time to reassemble. Just make sure my gasket is all intact. Just clean on the faces. So I'm going to shove that back in there. Out of the way, tube. air pipe getting in the way. Right, just going to pop around the other side and seat that. Okay, it's nicely seated. Before I do anything else, I'm going to put these plugs back on. I don't want anything accidentally falling in there while I'm messing about, because that would be hilarious. I'll do that. They're TE, these ones. That's tight enough. And spark plug, they're looking rather clean and tidy. Okay, that's that side together. I'm just going to put the plug in the other side. You don't need to see that. Okay, now all the holes into the engine are covered. Just going to put the two in the other side, exactly the same, just whack them in. And just for shits and giggles, I'm doing them up in a cross pattern. Definitely need a new one of these. It's not good when your bits keep falling out. So I've done the one diagonally across, doing this one, then this one, and then that one. So cross pattern just to give it a chance to seat. Squarely. I'll do the one in the other corner and then I'll pinch them all up. Okay, that's them four done. Now get that. I'm still not sure what that is on the top there. I think it's something to do with pair system or something. Right. Just pop around the other side and put the clip down to secure that. Right. That's that pipe on. Whatever it does. HT lead can go on. That's tight. And then put take the bungee cord off of there. The braided one. This braided one that went to this one under here. Let's get some wider pliers. I've got to stop headbutting them handlebars. Yeah, because there's a bolt sticking out here. Can't see that very well. Because the bolt's sticking out here, you naturally think you want to go on that one and that one. But as you've got a nut and a bolt that fix it, can't be, because that'd be 2 nuts, wouldn't it? Well, 3 with me involved. Right, 8mm socket and do that up. That's that done up. We should have a bracket and a Phillips screw. And pull this round. Put a pipe on the back end. Right, before I do that, let's just double check everything's in. Yeah. Right, pipe on. And that end hooks into the top of the bracket, and then it comes down. Good. Made that look easy. Right, so that's that side all back together. So we just want a case on. Which, as I say, these hooks go in somewhere here. 2 at the front and none at the rear. So 2 slots, hooks in. Oh, yeah. Who puts a camera in the way? And they need to go in. Oh, do you know what? This is going to turn into another mediocre. No panels on it at all. Right. A lot of swearing off camera. That was a pig. Right up to the point it just fell on. Right, where's the Allen key? Yes, absolute pig shit. You've got 2 clips that push in and go back on the top here, and then 2 rubbers at the front here that goes on pointy bits. And to line all 4 up and get it on was being an absolute fucking shit, until all of a sudden it just went. Crazy. Anyway, that's on now. That's on. Push in at the back. Right, other side. Another possible pig shit. Let's see if this, oh, might be advisable to put the reservoir back on. Right, pipe in there. Particularly like the header tank screwing into the radiator. Like that. Right, now pig shit cover number 2. And say these hooks need to hook in up here. They go in and back, but they are lower than the first rubber bit, locating on this sticky out pointy bit, which makes it all a little bit more fun than it should be. Oh, I don't believe that, that's gone on. That's gone on a piece of piss this side. I was doing sweary stuff and everything the other side. Anyway, this is it, last 2 screws. And it's done. One V-Strom 250, or apparently Inazuma 250. Valve check and adjustment, and hopefully I've done the adjusters up enough. Although I don't know whether this is an interference engine, but there you go. One valve clearance check on my V-Strom 250. So let's get the keys and see if it starts. This is where you realise what you've forgotten. Oh, it's activating. There you go. It works. So there you go. V-Strom 250, valve check and adjust. What was it? One exhaust and one inlet that needed adjusting. Sorted, and it runs. I'm amazed. Anyway, next job will be oil and filter change, and the grief I can already see of that is they haven't left you enough room to get the oil filter out, so you need to take your belly pan off, which possibly means I've got to remove the engine bars as well. I have tried an oil filter up underneath and it doesn't fit through any of the gaps, so I think this bash plate's got to come off. But anyway, that's the next video. Valve check done. Thanks for watching. Catch you again. Ta-ra.